Now, just as every mother wants a daughter, every daughter wants a sister. You know, sons, brothers, they're terrific, but they're just cut from a different cloth. You know, our sisters are many, many things to us, but one of the roles they serve that's so important is that our sisters are our memory banks. When I interviewed Cokie Roberts, her sister, who had been the mayor of Princeton, died. She had a rare cancer behind her eye. And Cokie said that while she has a brother, one of the things that she misses most about her sister is there's no one to go back and share the memories or ask, do you remember how this happened and what went on? And she said, brothers just don't think the same way. It isn't the same. And while the mother-daughter relationship is one that's changing and shifting all the time, as I said, through the years, because the daughter goes from the taker to the caretaker, the sister relationship tends to be, by the mid-20s, rather static. When you get to your 20s with your sister, your relationship is pretty much etched in stone. If you've struggled with sibling rivalry, which many sisters do, by your 20s, you've either cleaned it up or you haven't. If you've cleaned it up, you're going to sail through the rest of life. And by your 20s, if you're still in conflict with your sister, you'll probably be in it till you die. My mother and her sister were close to 90, and they were still fighting. I mean, they pretended they loved each other, but they basically were going through the same conflicts that they'd had since they were very young. Now, there is one kind of sister, though, that rarely has the problems of sibling rivalry, and that is twins. Ay, 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 caramba! Presenting to you in living color the fabuloso skull twins, who, truth to tell, are very hard to distinguish from their life and their art. They live and they paint very much the same, side by side, in brilliant technicolor and boundless optimism. Always, since we are chiquita, our life very elaborate, our art very elaborate, our minds, cameras, clicky, 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 full of ideas. One remember what the other forget. Happy they are, happy to be alive, happy to be safe in Miami out of Cuba, painting what they want, way beyond the reach of Castro. Oh, we are very lucky girls, always very afinidad, never disco dancing apart, never be separate. She inside me, I inside her. Life for us is pink, a happy color, and together makes us strong. We have 4 legs, we have 4 arms, but we have one heart, one mind, and one soul, siempre. Now, the bond between sisters is unique. Whether you love her or you hate her, you can't arrest a sister from your life. She is inerasable. You could tell her to go to hell in 12 different languages. But when you need a few bucks, your sister's the one who'll lend it to you. When we were on the Oprah show with sisters, I think one of the most poignant moments was when Dixie Carter turned to the camera and she said, "My sister makes the world a safer place." And I think that's so true. There's actually research that shows that older women who have sisters are less depressed. That was surely the case with Margaret and Bernetta. These 80-something women lived together in one room of a crumbling old house in a dangerous neighborhood in North Philadelphia. And their answer to that ancient biblical question, "Am I my sister's keeper?" was obvious. At 86, Margaret is 5 years older than Bernetta, but she's the healthier one. "Oh, my blood pressure jumping around a little on me lately," she says, "but I don't worry. The good Lord take care of me so I can take care of Bernetta." I'm going to tell you, Margaret, she does everything for me, Bernetta says. I sit here in this chair. It's all I can do to just hobble over to my commode. I can't go get nothing. She give me a little something to eat. She help me wash up myself. I don't know what to do but love her. The monotony of their routine does not vary. Margaret gets up every day about 7 o'clock. She folds up her little rollaway bed. She wheels it into the front hall. She makes breakfast from some food that a nephew brings once a week. And then before they eat, she gets Bernetta her teeth, a little water to wash out her mouth. Then she says, I got to give her all her medications. I got to clean up a little from breakfast. I dust a little, makes her bed. Bernetta needs to be washed, but I can't get her to the bathroom. So I bring a little pan and a little water, and I cleans her up, and I gives her a nightgown and a clean robe. I washes myself the same way. I can't get in the tub because I'm afraid I can't get out. And then come the evening time, I read my Bible and I pray. Lately, Bernetta's mind has begun to wander. So she is now dependent on Margaret not just for her medications, but also for her memories. Did I used to sing in the choir, Margaret? Well, you surely did, honey. Well, what'd we sing? We sang Jesus Loves Me. And they hold hands, and in their thin little reedy voices, they sing, Jesus loves me, yes, Jesus loves me, for the Bible tells me so. Oh, God is real, God is real, God is real in my soul. You know, lots of sisters don't look after each other like we do, Bernetta. Oh, I didn't know that. Why not? Well, because they wasn't raised like we was to stick together. We're blood. Yeah, that's true. But we is old blood. Now, in the best case scenario, your sister's going to be your confidant, your beloved girlfriend, your pal. She can also be your supreme rival for your parents' attention. She should be a listening post, a caretaking partner when mom and dad get old and sick. She's supposed to be a support in dark times. Occasionally, she can be a colossal pain in the neck. But without doubt, she is the only one who understands exactly what you mean when you complain about your mother. Now, maybe you have a brother, but it isn't the same. For one thing, boys have different plumbing. Part of what bonds sisters is their bodies. You know, you cannot share with a brother when you get your period. You can't talk about what it feels like to have boobs that are too big or boobs that are too small. You can't talk about the experience of childbirth. That whole inner landscape of what it means to be a woman is not something you can share with a brother. Sisters make the highs in life more meaningful, and they make the lows more bearable. Parents will die. Husbands, if you have them, sometimes they stay and sometimes they don't. Children grow up, they leave you to start families of their own. But a sister is a forever friend, and that is why it is particularly difficult to recover from the loss of a sister. Becky and Nancy were born 10 minutes apart. They were twins. This was in 1939. In their 49th year, Nancy, who was a heavy smoker, was diagnosed with inoperable lung cancer. And Becky immediately put her life as a photographer and a teacher on hold so she could go home to their family home where they had been raised together and help her sister die. One night, over the intercom, she said, I heard Nancy's breathing change, and immediately I knew that something was wrong. Her parents had gone to bed, so I slipped into her room, and, you know, she'd been sleeping all day long, but now her eyes were wide open, and only the whites were showing. Now, I had promised Nancy that no matter what happened, she would leave this world the way she'd come into it, with me beside her, like we'd been together in our mother's womb. And so I crawled into bed and I held my sister up against me in my arms. My sister, the closest person in my life. And very softly, I began to sing. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. I had started singing that song to cheer her up one afternoon in the hospital. She had to go for some kind of a test or something, and she was scared, and it made her smile. We started to harmonize like we had done when we were children. So after that, our singing became a kind of a nightly ritual. And I told her that when the time came she didn't harmonize with me, that's how I would know that she was gone. And so that night, for about 20 minutes, I sang, and I sang, and I sang. And my sister Nancy never sang.